If it's not a flow, it's a no. You know, if there's too much like competition or too much combativeness going on or too much miscommunication, too much confusion, that means the other person or you are not in alignment, you know. And then you can continually work on something, but like for me, like I've noted, like in relationships especially, like you can try, you can try to work on resolving issues, and sometimes it does work, you know, but in most cases it's a waste of time. You know, it's obvious that that thing has reached an expiry date and it's time to move on. I don't know about you guys, but I've gone through many seasons in my life, and in each season there have been different people or players in that particular timeline that I interacted with. But then, you know, like people leave, you know, and this is a really tough, I want to say, thing that I had to deal with, you know, because I had a tendency to want to hold on to things for way longer than I probably should have. And I've had the inclination to stay in situations way longer than I needed to. But it's just like when you go through seasons of life, you meet particular people who are on the same frequency and vibe as you, and they're there to show you and teach you an aspect of yourself, you know. And then once you've learned that, you know, or even like in the middle of learning it, these people exit your life in order to really drive the lesson home, you know. Because I've noted like the biggest transformations occur when like I have a really hard situation that really shakes me and wakes me into becoming more of myself, because I see things more clearly, you know. And I feel like that usually happens when something really painful happens. Like pain is a transformative agent, right? So whenever you experience heartbreak or a deep disappointment, you know, that's the transformative agent that's kind of shaking you up and waking you up to like a new dawn of a newer self. I feel a truer self, a more authentic self. It's like shedding away the veils, you know. It's a rebirth of a newer version of you, which is just you being more authentic, you know. Because when we come into the world, we're like covered in veils, right? Like all these layers and veils of like other people's, like, I want to say, like belief systems, mental constructs. Oh man, there's like a truck. I'm sorry for that noise. But you know what I mean? When we come into the world, we're kind of veiled. And our truest self is covered up by everyone else's like dictation of how we are supposed to be and how we are supposed to operate based off of what they, like, I suppose, experience. But then like when you go through life and you go on your own journey and your own path, you will encounter like situations, people, experiences that will shake up that narrative, you know, and wake you up to a more authentic version of yourself. So every time you go through heartbreak or deep disappointment that really rattles your world, you know, that is basically the opportunity to like push through the veil into like into yourself, if that even makes sense. So yeah, like for me, it's just like if somebody doesn't know or I don't know, then that's a no. Um, Again, if there's like too much confusion, conflict, competition, combat with somebody that I'm supposed to be working alongside with, that's a no. You know, at some point I'm just like, okay, this isn't working. Obviously, like I said, you can try, but in the end, I just feel like that person's probably on their way out of your experience, you know. And holding on emotionally, mentally, you know, that's just kind of like fighting the inevitable and creating a lot of like pain, like more pain than you really need to have to endure, you know. So at some point you just accept it and move it along, you know. Yeah, I don't know if this video was useful, but yeah, if you're having a hard time like understanding or deciding or coming to the conclusion that something is meant for you or not, it's very clear. And I don't know is a no. And if something is confusing, that's probably a no. You know, especially if the relationship is one-sided and the person isn't as aware as you. Because obviously, if a person was aware, like at your level and of awareness, you know, you guys would work something out. You know, it would become very clear. You know, there would be a flow. But if somebody can't comprehend or isn't as self-aware as you, then you guys just aren't in alignment. I don't know, did I make a video on this before? I might have. I have a tendency to repeat myself. I feel like I repeat myself because, yeah, you know, that's how you like get that lesson super ingrained in you, you know, through repetition. Like reminding yourself over and over. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you are having the most fabulous day ever. And I hope you, I don't know, feel peace, man. By the way, last night, I know like in my videos, I say peace is my priority, but dude, last night, I was sitting outside, just like chilling by myself, and I was pretty bored. And I think in other videos, I say boredom is like the neutral point. And I caught myself being bored, but then I was like, but I'm also feeling a lot of peace. Like so much peace that I'm getting bored. And I'm like, is that why people like chaos? Because of the stimulation? And then I was just like, I'm just gonna like sit in this boredom, you know? Because at that point, I could feel myself wanting to like, I don't know, participate in something that would be more, I want to say, I don't know, stimulating. But then I'm like, okay, that's just my mind trying to be like, I need something to stimulate me because I am agitated and not accepting the moment, you know, not accepting the present moment. And I was just like, dude, you need to chill, mind, and just enjoy this. And then I started spacing out at plants, and you know, I went back to like being peaceful again. Yeah, you gotta catch yourself. If not, you'll be like stuck in a cycle of constant stimulation. I need stimulation. I need stimulation. I can't handle this boredom. Peace is so boring, you know, but peace is where it's at. Like for me, like I've been through so much chaos for most of my life that peace is where it's at. And I think you need to experience the two to get the contrast so you can really decide like what you really want to entertain, you know? Anyways, I'm going to end it. Have a beautiful day. Blessings to one and all. Amen.